Good morning, Britain. One of the country's most decorated Olympians is banned just days before the Games, accused of abusively whipping a horse. We have the exclusive and distressing video. Charlotte Dujardin is seen repeatedly striking the animal. We have more of the footage that's led to an investigation and threatens to destroy one of British sport's most celebrated careers. Distressing for people to watch this. This is the video that we're talking about that we have exclusively. So this is Charlotte Dujardin, who is training this pupil and this horse here, and you can hear the noise. And usually when you have a lunging whip like this, which is what we call a lunging whip, it's used in training, but often you have it just so the horse knows that you have it, but you don't actually have to use it, in my experience. But if you do, you would normally hit the ground, you would hit something around the horse. It's just more the noise, it's the fact that they know you have it. And I looked on the FEI website, which is the Equestrian Federation website, and they talk about giving the horse a light tap on the rear or the shoulder, just so it knows that it's there. But to see this
actually making contact
in action, making contact in the way she does, and you can see that the horse, in my mind, is distressed because of its reaction, because of the fact it's kicking up its back legs, it's bucking in a sense because of its reaction to what's happening. So I find it really shocking and upsetting to watch, and I think particularly because we saw the scenes, didn't we, on Monday, where people were talking about the fact that she's set to be the most decorated female Olympian. I paused that footage and I showed my daughter, and I said to her, look at her in action, what an amazing rider she is. She's an inspiration, she's so skilled, and I just think for it to come to this now, just before the Paris Olympics, is just, I find it really upsetting, actually, and disappointing.
There's that whole side to it, and that's the main side to it, but there is the timing of the release of this video, and it being leaked out and it being available on the internet just before the Olympics. So there's something tactical going on there as well, I think.
Well, yeah, we just don't know at the moment. There are questions about the timing of this. Charlotte Dujardin, in her statement, has said that it was from 4 years ago, but we will be speaking to the lawyer in the next hour. And the lawyer says that it was filmed some 2.5 years ago. So there's a bit of discrepancy and obviously questions about the timing of the release of this as well, aren't there?
Well, our correspondent Jonathan Swain is in Paris as the city prepares for the start of the Olympic Games. Jonathan, this has come as a huge blow to Team GB. It's out of nowhere. No one could see this one coming. And obviously it's very upsetting. Well, it's upsetting for everybody, but particularly upsetting for equestrian fans.
Yes, certainly it's morning to you from Paris, which is about to welcome the world to this city. The opening ceremony, it begins on Friday, but there'll be one Olympian who will not be competing now in the biggest sporting show on earth. Charlotte Dujardin was going to be tipped for huge success here with Team GB. She's already won 3 gold medals, hasn't she, at previous Olympics. She was going to compete in the individual and also the team events. So the chances for success were huge for her to become an all-time great, to become an even bigger household name. But the emergence of that video that you've just been shown there, interestingly, just days before the start of the Games, has not only stopped her from competing, it has disrupted Team GB, and it shocked the sport. The emergence of this video ended Charlotte Dujardin's hopes of competing in the Summer Olympics. In it, she repeatedly beats a horse she's training with a long whip. A complaint was lodged on Monday. Dujardin has since said what happened was completely out of character and does not reflect how I train my horses or coach my pupils. However, there is no excuse. I'm deeply ashamed and should have set a better example in that moment. She says it was filmed 4 years ago. The whistleblower who released it says it was 2.5 years ago. Regardless, the question remains, why now?
The Olympics are showing up now, and then she was thinking, okay, I cannot wait any longer. I must protect this, and I must make sure that dressage will change, and I can do it only like this.
Dujardin won 2 Olympic golds at London in 2012 and another in Rio 4 years later. Those close to her say the video does not reflect her character.
I've interviewed her on many occasions. I've commentated when she has been, winning medals. First and foremost, she's an animal lover. Then she's an athlete and a competitor.
Meanwhile, the International Federation for Equestrian Sports says Charlotte Dujardin requested to be provisionally suspended pending the outcome of the investigations and has voluntarily withdrawn from the Paris 2024 Olympics. She needed just one more medal to become Britain's most successful female Olympian. That will not be happening this summer. Jonathan Swain, Good Morning Britain, Paris.
Well, that is our top story. Coming up, we'll be discussing it further with former Conservative Special Advisor Salma Shah and Associate Editor at the Daily Mirror, Kevin Maguire. And after 7, we're going to be joined by Stefan Wensing, the lawyer representing the person who released the video. And also joining us will be ITV racing presenter, former eventer and national hunt jockey Alice Plunkett. Back with Margaret with the rest of the day's news.